Hello children, I welcome you all to this English class. In this session, we are going to learn something interesting from poem, that is poetic devices or figures of speech. Before we enter into the session, we should know something about poetic devices. Okay, do you know what are poetic devices? Yes, poetic devices are a form of literary device used in poetry. A poem is created out of poetic devices composed of structural, grammatical, rhythmic, metrical, verbal, and visual elements. They are essentially tools that a poet uses to create a rhythm, enhance a poem's meaning, or intensify a mood or feeling. Got it? Yes. Let's see the poetic devices one by one detailedly. The first one is simile. Simile is a common poetic device. The subject of the poem is described by comparing it to another object or subject using as or like. In a simple way, we can understand a simile is a comparison made between two objects of different kinds which have some resemblance or similarities. It is introduced by a word of comparison such as like, so, has, so. Look at the example. Your eyes are like the diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead. Here, the eyes of the fly are compared with diamond using the word like. The same way, the eyes of the spider are compared with lead using the word has. Get it? Yes. The second one is a metaphor. A metaphor is a comparison between two things that states one thing is another in order help explain an idea or show hidden similarities. In a simple way, we can say that it is a figure of speech that makes an implicit or implied or hidden comparison between two things that are unrelated but which share some common characteristics. Look at the example. And out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. Here, the poet has made the hidden comparison. Bark of the tree is compared to leprous hide. Here, leprous hide means skin of a leopard. So, the skin of a leopard is compared to the bark of a tree, that too in a hidden comparison way. Got it? Yes. The next one is alliteration. This is the simplest one in the poetic devices. Let's see it. Repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of a words in the same. Look at the example. Sweet creature, said the spider. You are witty and you are wise. Here, sweet and spider, witty and wise are alliterated words because the first letter S is repeated of the words sweet and spider. At the same time, W is repeated of the words witty and wise. Got it? Yes. The next one is consonants. Repetition of similar consonant sounds in the neighboring words. So listen carefully. Repetition of similar consonant sounds in the neighboring words. It is used to refer to the repetition of sounds at the end of the word, but also it refers to repeated sounds in the middle of a word. Got it? Look at the example. This the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. For who goes up your winding stair. Here, the words prettiest and little, parlor and ever, the highlighted word T and R comes under consonants. In the second example, your and stare, the highlighted word R comes under consonants. So, the repetition may happen at the end of the words or the repetition may happen in the middle of a word. So, that comes under the consonants. Got it? Yes. The next one is assonance. The repetition of similar vowel sounds in the neighboring words are called as assonance. So, look at the example. This the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. There are pretty curtains drawn around. Here, the vowel sound of E is repeated here. So, the highlighted words this, prettiest, little, did or comes under assonance. In the second example, her sound is repeated in drawn and around. So, once again I repeat, assonance or repetition of similar vowel sounds in the neighboring words. Got it? Yes. The next one is anaphora. Repetition of a certain word or phrase at the beginning of successive lines, or repetition of a word or a phrase at the beginning of a sequence of sentences or paragraphs. Sequence of sentences, series of sentences. So, the repetition will occur at the beginning of a sentences, so that we should notice and we should understand it clearly. Got it? Look at the example. See that line hath never sounded. See that snail hath never rounded. Here, see that is the repeated word happened or occurred in the both the sentences. Look at the second example. How handsome are your gauzy wings? How brilliant are your eyes? Here, the repetition of the word how at the beginning of two successive phrases happened here. Can you get this? Yes. And the next one is personification. This is an interesting one in the poem and in the poetic devices. Personification is an inanimate object or abstraction is given human qualities or abilities. In a simple way, we can say that giving human qualities to non-living things are called as personification. Got it? Look at the example. The bleeding bark will heal. My little horse must think it queer to ask if there is some mistake. Here, the highlighted words bleeding bark in the first sentence and horse must think it and to ask from the second sentences are personified here. So, usually bleeding will happen to human or animal, but here that bleeding is given to the non-living thing of the tree of the bark. So, the human quality of bleeding is given to the non-living thing of the tree of a bark. Got it? At the same time, think and ask are the qualities of human or given to the animal horse, but actually the horse can't think and ask. So, the human qualities are given to non-living things are called as personification. Got it? Yes. The next one is imagery. It is the name given to the element in the poem that sparks the sense. Here, the sense is very important. It need not be only visual, but it can relate any of the five senses like sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. It means to use figurative language to represent objects, actions, and ideas in such a way that it appeals to our physical sense. Got it? Look at the example, yellow pebbles that hears the sweetest music. So, when we use the words yellow pebbles, immediately we could get the imagery of the sentence, right? At the same time, that hears the sweetest music, that also we can sense that we are listening some music. Got it? Yes. The next one is epithet. Epithet is an adjective or praise expressing a quality or attribute regarded as characteristic of the person or the thing mentioned. Look at the example, little river, swelling river, and headlong river. Here, the words little, swelling, and headlong are describing only about the river. So, these sentences are comes under epithet. So, in a simple way, we can understand it. Epithet is a term used to characterize a person or a thing. Got it? Yes. The next one is anthropomorphism. It means to endow a non human character with human traits and behavior. Look at the example. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair. Here we can see the spider and the fly. They behave like human beings, right? Yes, so not only that, we can see a pantry, bed, mirror, and stairs, and so on, which is used by the human being or used by these creatures here. Am I right? So, the attribution of human characteristics and behavior are given to something not human or called as anthropomorphism. Got it? Yes. The next one is rhyming words. This is the easiest one in the poetic devices. So let's see that. It is making the last words in the lines produce the same sound. Please listen. The words which gives the same sounds are called as rhyming words that should be occur at the end of the sentences. Got it? Look at the example. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright, seeming still yet still in motion, tending onward to the ocean. Here, look at the last words. Night and bright gives the same sound. At the same time, motion and ocean gives the same sound. So these four words are called as rhyming words. Got it? Yes. And the last one is rhyme scheme. A rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhymes at the end of each line of a poem or song. It is usually referred to by using letters to indicate which lines rhyme, lines designated with the same letter or rhyme with each other. Look at the example. And into my garden stole when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning, glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. Here, the rhyme scheme used AABB, and we can use the letters of alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G has a rhyme scheme, and based on the rhyming words we can use even rhyme scheme. Got it? Yes. Here we are going to see the difference among alliteration, consonants and assonance. Let's see it. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of a word in the same line. So in the same line, the beginning of the word should be similar. That too should be consonant sound. And the second one is consonants. Consonants is used to refer to the repetition of a consonant sounds. Here also we are going to have consonant sounds, but at the end of the word, but also refers to the repeated sounds in the middle of a word. So the repetition should be occurred in the end of the word or in the middle of the word. So that comes under the consonants. And the last one is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of a vowel sound in the middle of a word. So vowel sound we should see, and not only that, that should occur in the middle of a word. Got it? Yes. So these are the differences we have in the alliteration, consonants and assonance. Please keep these 3 points in your mind to understand it. Got it? Yes. Okay, children. Up to this, today's session is over. Hope you understand. If you have any doubt, please call me to clarify all your doubts, and go through all the poems in your textbook and try to find out all the poetic devices from the poem. Okay? Thank you.